host that way I'll be able to share.
Sure.
Thank you.
Let's see.
I love the lighting in this room for us. We don't have overhead.
Let's see. Are both of you now co-hosts, Dan? Both of
Both
you.
me and me.
You and you. You both are great, and we are live streaming now.
Oh, yay.
We are up and running. So, hello everyone. It's so nice to see your faces, and we are going to begin with a song, Hine Matov. Getting a little bit of an echo. Is anyone else hearing that echo? All right, just let me know if you do. I think it's going away. So let's welcome ourselves into this space. Hine Matov, how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this night, on this day. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. All right, I'm listening for you. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Amen. It is so nice to see you all. And I just want to wish you who are in the Zoom room a Shabbat Shalom, and you who are live streaming and stream spotting and YouTubing, Rokuing, wherever you may be, just the sweetest evening tonight, and just so glad that we can be together. So, I was not here these last few weeks of August and really missed being with everyone so much. So it feels especially sweet to be back after another very difficult and painful week with the horrifying attempted murder of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and the events that followed there, along with today's Boston Globe report giving even more evidence of the extreme racial disparities and the effects of COVID-19. This, in addition to the threats to our democracy, this in addition to hurricanes and fires. However, it was heartening to see thousands of people today, even in this time, marching for racial justice at the Commitment March in Washington, 57 years after Dr. King's March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. And I don't know if any of you saw it today in today's New York Times, but the Jewish social justice organization called Bend the Arc published a full page in the New York Times in support of Black lives. It was signed by over 600 Jewish organizations, and we, Temple Shir Tikvah, were proud signers as well. So with all that there is to do, with all of the work in front of us, but with also the need for renewal and hope and rest, I would like to offer this Shabbat service as a refuge for all of us, a sanctuary, a place for beauty, a safe space amidst the brokenness in our world. May we find the renewal we need here tonight, a sense of hope as we greet this last Shabbat of August 2020 on this absolutely beautiful summer evening. So tonight I will share some words written by a woman named Eddie Hilsum. Eddie was a Jewish Dutch woman who wrote her diaries during World War II. She was 29 when she was killed in Auschwitz in 1943. The diaries she left, though not widely known, had a profound impact on me when I first read them in my 20s. And during these last 5 months, I have found myself going back to her words again and again. I remain moved, and even more so now, by her love, by her compassion, her resilience, her trust in life, and her deep mystical spirituality. Though she wrote them more than 75 years ago now, in very different circumstances, they resonate strongly today, and I hope you'll find some refuge in her words. So as we prepare to light our Shabbat candles, I invite you to take a deep breath. And if you have your candles, to get them ready to light, as we begin to untie our knots, to begin to let go of what we can, as we enter into the spaciousness of this sanctuary in time, as Abraham Joshua Heschel envisioned. Eddie Hilsum wrote in 1941, "Sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between two deep breaths." Sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between two deep breaths. So let us take those deep breaths together and light our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlek ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So in this Hebrew month that we're in, this month of Elul, that this year more than ever has taken the Jewish world by storm, because we all have the time and the space to do the work of Elul and to draw attention to it. In this month, one of the customs is to hear the shofar daily. And so tonight, Audrey will blow shofar for us as a call to our souls, as the sound of our souls maybe, to wake us up, to realign ourselves, to return, to soften our hearts, to forgive what we can, and ask for forgiveness. In April 1942, Eddie wrote, "Ultimately, we have just one moral duty, to reclaim large areas of peace in ourselves, to reclaim large areas of peace in ourselves, more and more peace, and to reflect it toward others. And the more peace there is in us, the more peace there will also be in our troubled world." Beautiful. May the blast of the shofar awaken us to the holy work that lies before us. and within us. Tekiah. Thank you, Audrey. And now we sing out to the earth, to the melody within you, the new song arising in each of us in this very moment. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basaru Miyom Liyom Yeshu Ato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basaru Yom Yom Yeshu Ato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basaru Miyom Liyom Yeshu Ato, Basaru Miyom Liyom Yeshu Ato. I see that. Yes, I will send out the name of the Dutch woman that we are hearing the words from tonight. Her name is Etty Hillesum, and I hope actually to teach a mini series, just maybe three classes on her writings. I was thinking in the deep of winter is when we're going to need her, maybe January, February. So you'll hear more about her. E-T-T-Y, Etty Hillesum, Hillesum. So friends, it is dark out. It hasn't been dark out for Lecha Dodi. This is the first time, probably since May, that it has been this dark. So it is Shabbat. Shabbat is descending. Let us greet it, Lecha Dodi. Let us greet it with our hearts open. Lechan Dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai ala pene Shabbat nekavela ya elai lechan Dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai ala pene Shabbat nekavela oh Shamor Zachor b'dibur echad hishme'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shemo letiferet ve'litilah lechan Dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai ala p'nei Shabbat Nekabelai, elai, lechan Dodi lekrat kalai, alalai, alalai, ala p'nei Shabbat. Nekabelai, oh, likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelecha, ki hi mikor havracha, merosh mikedem Nesucha, Sof Maaseh v'machshav achila, Lechan Dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai ala p'nei Shabbat nekabelai elai Lechan Dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai ala p'nei Shabbat nekavela. Wake up, wake up. Hitoreri, hitoreri. Kiva orech kumi ori, ori, ori. Shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alaich nigla. Lechandodi lekrat kala, yalala, yalala, yalala. Pene Shabbat, nekavela, yaela, ela, lechandodi lekrat kala, yalala, yalala, yalala. Pene Shabbat, nekavela. Oh, boi beshalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha ubetzoala, toch emunei am segula, boi kala, lechandodi lekrat kala, yalala, 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 pene Shabbat, nekavela, yaela, ela, lechandodi lekrat kala, yalala, 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 pene Shabbat, nekavela. Dan, I'm wondering if we could do a quick spotlight on the Shabbat candles. I think we don't know if we're able to get Sandy Joe's little Zoomical going, but she's got the candles here and she's got a private request to see the Shabbat candles to make the evening complete. I don't know if that's possible. No, it's possible. There we go. There's the candles. So we now turn, we sort of leave our welcoming of Shabbat. We are fully in now. We've welcomed that spirit, that queen, that presence of Shabbat, and we turn now to our Ma'ariv service, beginning with the words of the Chatzi Kaddish, our bridge into the evening service. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba, B'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala, Ba'gala, uv'izman kariv, Veimeru, Amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevarach, la'alam ul'alme almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, ve'yishtabach, ve'yitpa'ar, ve'yitromam, ve'yitnaseh, ve'yithadar, ve'yit'aleh, ve'yithalal, shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma, ve'imeru, Amen. So Eddie Hillisum, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Hillisum, I've heard it pronounced different ways, wrote in 1942, how beautiful life really is. An inexplicable feeling. It has no anchor in the reality in which we now live. But surely there are also other realities than those one reads about in the paper and hears in the thoughtless and inflamed talk of frightened people. There is also the reality of that small rose-red cyclamen and of the wide horizon one can keep on rediscovering behind all the noise and confusion of the times. And so let us also find solid ground under our feet, taking refuge in that other reality she speaks of, the wide horizon that is always within us, delighting us, calling us home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. With gratitude for the steadiness of the seasons, for the stars aligned in their places in the sky, for night rolling into day, and for day rolling into night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, and then day turns to night. Boreom balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, and then day turns to night. Rayom balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. The poet Mary Oliver wrote one line that I think about all the time. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention. Don't know what a prayer is, but I do know how to pay attention. Paying attention is a form of love, because I don't think we can love truly when we're not paying attention. So as we prepare for the Shema tonight, I'd like to share with you the words of another poet and a scholar, Dr. Charles Burek. He writes about the Shema. Another way I strive to strengthen my capacity to receive and give love is to focus on listening more deeply. The Shema reminds me by its meaning and its sound, to quiet my mind and body and feel, sense, intuit, to know the divine presence everywhere. Sometimes, he says, I meditate in silence just before or after reciting the Shema. Sometimes I create silent gaps between the words by pausing for several seconds so I can experience the loving presence that surrounds and gives birth to the words and to all creatures. Then it feels as if the silence itself were reciting the prayer through me. Please join me in reciting the Shema as we pay attention to each word. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Feeling that connectedness to all that lives on this earth. Return to the words of action, the words of love, words of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha bidibarta bam bishivtecha v'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'chumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish arecha. In the words of Micha Mocha, who is like you, God? Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot oseh vele oseh vele. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot oseh vele oseh vele. We turn to the words of Hashkivenu. Our prayers turn to those who are unsafe tonight in Louisiana, in Texas, in California, in Kenosha, and all around our country and our world. May a sukkah of peace protect those who are vulnerable tonight. turn to the words of joy about Shabbat. May those who observe it call it a delight, an oneg yismechu. Yismechu v'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshe shvi Shabbat. V'tangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chendal yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Do you mind getting me my prayer book in your office? So more words by Eddie. She says, life may be brimming over with experiences. Life may be brimming over with experiences, but somewhere deep inside, all of us carry a vast and fruitful loneliness wherever we go. A vast and fruitful loneliness wherever we go. And sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between two deep breaths, or the turning inward in prayer for 5 short minutes. That was the whole quote that I started the service with. Let us take, especially in this time, the vast and fruitful loneliness that we may be carrying within us, especially in this time. To take those 2 deep breaths and to notice the rest in between them. To lean into that. And we can rise in body or just in spirit if you're comfy on your couch or wherever you are. You can stay seated for the Amidah, however you want to be tonight. This time together in community to pray the first 3 brachot of the Amidah together, and then we'll take some time in quiet, knowing we're not alone in this spaciousness, in this sanctuary in time, in these quiet moments of prayer. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezerat Sarah. Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol Ata Rav lehoshia. Mechalkel Chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofe cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishene afar, Michamocha ba'al givurot, Umido melach, Melech mimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. If you are still praying, please let this little nigun accompany your prayers. thanks to Judy Lebo for that beautiful word cloud that we just got to meditate on. This is the season, as many of you know, of reciting Psalm 27. It's assigned to this time, this month of Elul, all the way through Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret. And tonight we'll sing verse 4. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai otha avakesh. Just one thing I ask, to dwell in the house of God all the days of my life. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai otha avakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai otha avakesh. Shivti bevet Adonai kol yomei chayai. Lachazot benoam benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalot. Lachazot benoam benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalot. One thing I ask, achat sha'alti me'et Adonai otha avakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai otha avakesh. Shivti bevet Adonai kol yomei chayai. Lachazot benoam benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalot. Lachazot benoam benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalot. We turn at this part of the service to our healing prayer, to the Misha Berach. And feel free to put in the chat or in the, what's it called on Facebook, in the chat, I guess. Feel free to put all the names, people you're thinking of. Let their names be out there. And tonight, specifically, we offer prayers of healing to Jacob Blake, to Helen Savitsky, Amy's sister, to Nancy Alpert, to Bob Ruxin's mother, Cheryl Ruxin, to Ben Meyerowitz, Peter Nichols, to Rob Schaefer, who's recovering well from surgery, to Judy Lipperman's beloved aunt and uncle, Shirley and Lester Siegel, to Mary Bishop, Hannah Byron and Lucas Redouch, to Ed Snow, Emma Watkins, Al White Chulis, to Lori Brown, Marlene Hale, Charlotte Levine. Continued prayers to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, to Jim Levine, to Devorah Yehudit, to Maura Gould, Charles Mesia, to Adam, Nick, Travis, and Maureen Mortel, to Emma Jules Charney. Healing prayers for Ariella Korn, Alan Travis, Joanne Travis, Amy's father and mother, Janice Wiesenfeld, Phyllis Marshall, Sandy Samuels, Jerome Sachs, Louise Avedon, Nadia Finkelstein, Joel Seiner, Rosalind Hoffman, Joel Meeks, Jody Planchin. Continued healing prayers for Audrey Roth, for Bernice Hutzler-Stein, Tina Duffy, Debbie Gilman, Neil Daniels Midman, Abraham Lyon, William O'Brien, Ron and Patty Shepard, Mary Jane Gendra, Ellen Lee, Julia Vance, Judy Donaldson, Isaac Altman Sagan, Rabbi David Nelson, Tom Lemons, Sonit Pugh, Jeff Bray, Arlene Edelson, Susan Lapidus, Vicki Oman, Gail Tregor, Melissa Martin and her daughter Cassie, prayers for Ken Blumberg, Jimmy Krasnow, continued prayers for Asher Gaib and Chava Verhersh Shmuel, for the Medeiros Rockenmacher family, Justin and Jen Alexander, for Peggy's mother, Gladys Schuker, Claude Lieber, for Nancy Lazaro Lieber, for Bob Friedman, for Kathy Nath, and for Mason Lee. For all those in our hearts tonight, for all those in need of healing, we wish for refuah shlema, the healing of body and mind and spirit. Mi sheberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel veLeah, uYevarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim. Ela Rifana, Ela Rifana la, Ela Rifana, Ela Rifana, Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel veLeah, uYevarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim. And may the one who makes peace in the heavens help us to make peace, to shine light of peace on all who dwell on this earth. Oseh shalom bimromav. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who makes peace above make peace descend on all of us, on all of us, and Israel. Let us say amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen, ve'imru amen, ve'imru amen. So, talked at the beginning of the service about tonight being a refuge, a place of beauty, a place of peace for renewal and restoration. So before I introduce our shir sharer for tonight, one last passage from the writing of Eddie Hilsom. She writes, I could live with nothing but a pebble for a long time and still feel that I was living in God's great world of nature. I really did not discover that pebble until the afternoon on the roof in the sun. It came straight from the days of creation. And my amazement at my sudden discovery of so many eternities in just one small pebble has refused to die down to this day. My sudden discovery of so many eternities in just one small pebble has refused to die down to this day. Written in 1942, I believe about 7 months before she died. So for many years, Bonnie Newman has been my teacher about finding refuge and spirituality and sustenance in the great world of nature. And it is an honor to introduce her tonight as our Shir sharer with a very special presentation for us.
Well, thank you, Beth, and I'm really glad to be able to share today. And as Beth said, all my life, I've really found my spiritual connection through nature. And, you know, as a teenager in the 1950s, it was very uncool, but I retreated to a very special quiet place that I found on the bluffs overlooking the Mississippi River. And I gravitated to live in beautiful rural Vermont for 9 years. But 10 years ago, I had, as I was entering retirement, I had the good fortune to buy a small cottage in Brewster on Cape Cod, a cottage with very large windows overlooking a simple pond. And about the same time, I discovered photography. And I've probably recorded several thousand photos of that pond alone over the years. I usually rise with a light when I'm at the Cape and greet the pond. And the morning sky and the view are always different, and they're usually pretty special. And I take photos from my window, from my dock, and if it's really a special day, I get in my kayak. And during this pandemic, this project has been just perfect because I can remain largely isolated and I can still be creative and engage with this very special world. Most recently, I moved from taking straightforward photos to reimagining this landscape and to reflect my personal vision and reverence for nature. And through some photo techniques that include superimposing two photos, I hope to create something that really reflects what I consider serene, maybe a bit edgy. It's a flight from reality, maybe a hint of mystery. And with these photos, I would like to share my experience and hopefully encourage you to see differently and maybe a little more deeply. So here's some photos of my special place. It's my pond. It's early in the morning, and it's as it changes throughout the year. Thank you for letting me share. That was
Oh my gosh, Bonnie, I am speaking for all of us. As you can see, the words are flowing in here, but beautiful, 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 beautiful. It's spectacular, just spectacular. It feels like you have just fed our souls with that beauty that you create. Thank you for sharing this with us. Truly, thank you for sharing this
well,
on
thank
this
you.
Shabbos. Um, how much we all need it, especially for those of us who have not traveled this summer to see a lot of the beauty that we normally would have this summer. This has gone a long way to feed that need. So thank you for sharing this gorgeousness with us.
Thank you. Thanks so much, everybody.
I would like to just continue watching for the next 3 hours, but I suppose we need to start concluding our service with the words of our Aleinu tonight. How blessed we are in this community with so much generosity, so many talented people, so many contributions that pour in, that enliven our souls, that feed us. And as we sing these words tonight, may we remember, just keep remembering and remembering and remembering that the interdependence of all beings is real. May we love our fellow humans as ourselves. May we widen that circle of connection with all that lives on this earth, with each intentional breath we take. Hareini mekabel alayet mitzvat haboreh ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha reacha kamocha. Hareini mekabelet alayet mitzvat haboreh ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha reacha kamocha. One last time, Hareini mekabelet alayet mitzvat haboreh ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha reacha kamocha. We turn now, as a community of memory, to the words of Mourner's Kaddish. If you are following along in your prayer book, it is on page 44. And tonight we are remembering Marilyn Nass, Eric Nass's beloved mother, who died just a couple of days ago in California. And please feel free to put the names of those you are remembering tonight, whether it's their yahrzeit or not. If they're just feeling close to you, put it in the various chats available. Still in this time of Shloshim, we remember Margot Blank, Steve Blank's mother, and Jim Medford, Caroline Lieber's beloved father. The yahrzeits for tonight are Samuel Horwitz, Ann Horwitz's father, Roberta Lasky's mother, Sarah Lasky, Pearl Fox, Dana Rudolph's father, Leonard Rudolph. This is, I believe, his 9th yahrzeit. Nathan Baker, Dana Ansell's grandfather. This is his 17th yahrzeit. And Betty Stone's beloved mother, Jean Stone. This is her 50th yahrzeit. We remember Barbara Snow and Sue Gum's aunt, Ruthie Gum. And still in this year of memory, Jack Vance, Diana Dessy, Billy Mortel, Helen Crancer, Hannah Leah Bad Vittel, Josh Crancer's mother, Alan Finder, Myra Perez, and Ida Bershad. Let us join our voices together in these words of memory. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya B'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshevei tevel v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. And we conclude our service tonight with welcoming those Shabbos angels, those angels of peace, into our homes, into our souls, into our spirits. Shalom Aleichem. If you are following along in the prayer book, it's on page 49. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon. To be together tonight. Shabbat shalom to everyone. Just a Shabbos of renewal and restoration. And we can stay here. Shall we put ourselves in gallery view and wish each other well? Unmute. I'm sorry. I'll unmute us. There we go.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.